Let's look at gold. We're gonna do a quick outlook on what we can expect for today. We're gonna go over the trade that we took last night during the London session, which delivered over 300 pips at a 101 risk to reward. Was a good trade, was executed very nice. We just got stopped at a break even, and I'm gonna explain to you guys, pretty much the probability of what was that trade and what we can expect for today this session. So if we look at higher time frame perspective, right, obviously we're still trending in a bearish market, right? But over the last few days, the last 2 days, we did notice that after this huge drop towards the downside, right, price action started having a short-term shift back towards the upside, right, which is basically recovering from all this entire traffic from the left side, right? So you guys can see the structure shift, right? If you go into the intraday lower time frames, you guys can see that we had a nice break, price came back, and we pretty much filled up this entire bullish fair value gap, right? So if you guys come here in the hourly, you guys can see this entire imbalance zone here where price action pretty much respected, right? We created the first higher low, and then price action yesterday, we had a nice break back towards the upside, right? Breaking above these highs here, which was one of the highs that we were pretty much looking for price to break to enter those buy positions, right? So looking here at the 4-hour time frame, right, we did explain these zones, which is levels to levels that price action was ranging. We had multiple rejection. For example, we had a rejection from here, price sold off. We had a rejection from here, price sold off. And then from this area of support, price had a rejection from here, bought up, price had a rejection from here, and started pushing back towards the upside, right? Now, the buy position, I'm not 100% ready yet due to the fact that there is two imbalance zone that price needs to fully react from, right? So in this case, we have one here, which is going to be this lower zone that it was initially the first push back towards the upside, right? Notice how on the hourly time frame we built it up very nice. We broke above these entire second highs, which was another high that I had marked up, which is around 44.50. So this was another high that I had marked up that price session just broke above it, right? I was waiting for price to give me pullback towards this area and build bullish price action to enter buys, but we failed to do that. During the Asian session, we had another push back towards the upside, breaking above these highs, breaking above market open highs here, right? And we also inversed this entire bearish fair value gap from the left side, which show price action just broke above, and we build up another imbalance zone right here. Now, the sell that we took yesterday was based off the 4-hour time frame. So if we look on the 4-hour time frame, we're noticing the price is having reaction from this exact imbalance here. Going to the hourly time frame, we're also reacting off from both of these imbalance. We have this main one and we also have this lower one here. That this is exactly where price sold off on Friday, which is a supply. So notice we had a nice push towards the downside, price reclaimed price back over here, and we're seeing the same exact rejection. Now, the confirmation that we got yesterday was simply price action 1, rejecting the first time. This is 2 rejection from this exact zone. We come here into the 2-hour time frame, we can see the 2-hour, we did close underneath this exact level right here. Going into the 4-hour time frame, 4-hour also closed underneath. So that was already giving us, probability of the sell, especially that we were reacting off this entire bearish imbalance zones. Now, the entry confirmation that I got was simply price action inversing and closing below this exact imbalance here, which is the hourly imbalance. So notice how we had a nice, where technically it was going to be this exact bullish one. So I was just waiting for price to inverse it, which is exactly what it did, right? So we got a nice inverse, and all I was simply waiting for was for price to break underneath lower time frame support. So notice this entire support here, we were just kind of bouncing from up and down until we finally had a nice break of structure. Once we got the nice break of structure, all I waited for was for price action to give us a simple pullback towards these levels right over here. So we got nice pullback. This right here was my entry confirmation. As soon as this candle closed, this was my entry. I took the sell and we target back underneath these lows, right? Obviously the target was a little bit open. I was initially going to target all the way down here, but once again, we are reacting off from this 1-hour imbalance zone. So this is what we're going to do today. As of right now, we're noticing that this exact zone here, which is where initially we took the sell last night, is being protected, right? Sellers are holding the zone very nice. So we have seen multiple rejection like 3 times, right? So we have the first one, the second one, the third one, and actually right now we are rejecting the zone once again. So good things that we're rejecting, right? It's something that we need to keep in mind. Now, what I would like to see now for us to take a sell, if we look here on the 30-minute time frame, notice that we build up a support, right? And there's a lot of wick. There's a lot of wick rejection towards the downside, which initially shows that buyers are trying to protect this entire imbalance here, and we're protecting this zone here. There's a lot of rejection. Now, what we need to see is a clear, like for example, this 30-minute, it looks like we're heading very bearish, right? But we're coming back towards the support, but we need to see a clear bearish candle closing underneath here. So most likely, I would like to see a 15-minute candle closure or a 30-minute candle closure. Maybe a 5-minute. If we're looking for 5-minute, it has to be below, probably below here, if we're looking for the sells. But we need to see a candle closure underneath here. Once we see a candle closure underneath here, then all of this entire, main idea that is from here, from all of these entire highs, there's gonna be respected, right? Because we're respecting this zone, and we're just gonna continue breaking underneath the last lows to create new lows. So we just break, retest, bearish price action, and we sell the market. Once we sell the market, then obviously our stop loss will be placed. I think we'll be able to place our stop loss maybe above this zone here. So maybe 50, 45, 70 zone, and our take profit will be open. This will be, initially some zones that we can target, like for example, this one and this one. So that will be only for us to be taking those sells, which will be very simple. And now for the buy position, I'm not 100% ready for buys. I just don't like how price action is just rejecting the highs here, and it's not look clean at all. It's very high risk. For me to be able to buy the market, we will need to see price break above these highs here. If we break above these highs and build bullish price action, perfect. We can take buys and we can target back here. And then we can start pushing even higher, because again, this is initially all of the target that we had marked up from the beginning of this week, which I do believe price can definitely come back towards these areas, manipulate all of these entire highs so that we can actually continue back towards the downside. So we just need that healthy retracement back towards the upside. So that is something that I have in mind for buys. And again, going here into the hourly time frame, we have, remember, these imbalance zone that price doesn't retest. So if we do have proper rejection and proper bullish price action, then we can definitely look for buys. But that will be the plan for today. Today is Wednesday, so we're going to keep it slow. We're going to keep it patient, right? Obviously, patient pays. And we got a nice trade last night. I did make over $1,000 with this trade here. Very good. And we're just going to wait for the next one. So I'll keep you guys updated. Peace.